That's okay. Hey, we're live.
We are live.
We are live. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team with one of my favorite human beings on the face of the planet, my Aunt Jo, the owner, culinary master, chef extraordinaire of Joe's Custom Cakes and Catering. So it's just a little catering company nestled in the heart of Smyrna that goes all over God's creation.
Yeah.
So, and what's the biggest event you've ever done? How many people did you feed? Not cake, but like catered.
Catered, we just did one last week for 775.
You've had over 1,000.
I've had over 1,000, but I can't remember where.
Well, there was
That's
a bunch.
right.
Remember that New Year's wedding that we catered in the Parthenon?
In the Parthenon.
There was a bunch there.
Yeah, that was only 250.
It felt like a lot more.
10,000.
Yeah. So anyway, so this Joe, this is her catering kitchen, about 800 square feet of kitchen,
Yep.
about 1,200 square feet of space
Yep.
here, and Joe's awesome. So we got some of her work behind us here. That is I guess a corn dog.
That is a corn dog.
That's a corn dog.
That is a corn dog.
Yeah, and this fireplace that was from Brightstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every year Joe does the catering for Brightstone,
Yes.
which, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's they help mentally challenged adults, right? Like
That have gone through the system, but then they don't have anywhere to go.
they're the next step.
They're the next step.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, and you've been supporting them for a long time, right?
18 years.
Has it really been that
Yes.
long?
I was still in Culinary School the first year I helped.
Wow.
So, and this coming year will be our 15th year that we've actually done everything all by ourselves.
No way. I knew it'd been a while. I didn't know it'd been that long. That's crazy.
We started with them their second year.
Really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
That's fantastic. It's a great organization.
Awesome.
I've helped with the event, I guess, 2 or 3 times, and it's always a blast.
It
And
is.
I mean, you knock it out of the park for them.
We try to.
Yeah. Well, you do that for everybody,
Well,
but you
we
do
try
it for
to.
them. So Joe, I of course know most of your story as far as how this all came about, but they don't. So tell me how you got started cooking. Let's go way
You're
back.
going to go all the way back
Let's
to the
go back.
beginning. Okay.
Easy bake oven.
Actually, I had an easy bake oven, but I really got started cooking when we were growing up. My dad wasn't real supportive, so Mom worked 3 jobs to support me and my sister. And it started out, I guess I was probably 8, and we made a deal. If I did the cooking when she got home from one of her jobs, she would do the cleanup.
That's a great deal.
It was awesome. She just didn't know
And
that it meant forever.
By the way, she's still in there washing
She
dishes.
is washing dishes
Like
right now.
as
Yes.
we speak, she is still in there washing dishes.
Yes, it was a forever job. So just started out, loved the cooking part of it, and then Chris came along, my little brother. Got a little brother when I was 14,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to start making birthday cakes for him, and this is what it turns into.
So I remember, I don't know how many years ago it was, but at your old house on Cheatham,
Yes.
and you would make birthday cakes in that kitchen. That kitchen, I'm just gonna say,
20 square feet.
it was a disaster in there most of the time. I mean, it was clean, but there was stuff. I mean, it was
Everywhere.
packed.
Is it in the dining room?
It was everywhere.
In the living room.
It had to be because you had so much stuff.
I had no space.
Yeah, and so things happen. You guys move over here. I remember helping build out this. This was a garage,
It
basically.
was a pole barn.
Yeah, it was a pole barn, and we built it out into this fantastic kitchen.
Yes.
And how many years has it been since you've been in here?
We have been here 15 years now.
Really?
We opened 2003.
Man, time slips by.
I'm telling you,
doesn't
it's flying.
it? Telling you what, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So since then, you've added a walk-in refrigerator and a walk-in freezer.
We're trying. We would like to add on to the front. If we could,
Like a reception area type thing,
a cake room.
a cake room.
Right. It's hard if I'm in here cooking and Mary's trying to do cakes. We have Olaf that can freeze you out of here, but it's just we're getting too busy to have everything in one kitchen. So
Yeah.
I'd
Makes
like to
sense.
have a big cake room in the front and then the new office.
Okay,
So, but I have to work on that.
gotcha. That'd be kind of cool to do that, like in an L shape on the front corner, like come down the side a little bit towards the fridge. And
You might be able to do that.
what a great idea,
That would
Jonathan!
be really good.
I'm glad
Jonathan.
you thought of that. As if you hadn't already,
Yes,
right?
well, there's a plan hanging up on the refrigerator over there.
Oh, yeah,
Already
look at
drawn out
that.
to scale.
That's beautiful. I love
The
that.
Crosland days come back.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, you used to mix
I
paint.
used to mix paint.
I used to calibrate your paint machine every
You
Friday
did?
morning because we'd have donuts
Yes.
for the early morning meeting.
Yes.
Good times.
Definitely.
So, you've been doing this here professionally now for 15 years. Prior to that, what did you do? Like, we just talked about mixing paint, but you also, like, tell us about school and stuff like that.
Okay. I was very fortunate. I was one of 25 chosen to go. Opryland Hotel had a culinary school, which was one of the top culinary schools in the country, just because of the experience that you got.
I mean, they threw you to the wolves.
You immediately just got thrown in a kitchen and said, "Go.
Here's a knife.
Here's
Good
a
luck."
knife and take off." But also, there's no other culinary school. My 3rd month at Opryland, we did a plated dinner for 10,000 people.
Holy moly.
Yeah, that was my aha moment. It's like, okay, this is just being organized and having enough people to do what you need to do.
Right, and it's a numbers game, right? So that 10,000 person dinner would not be any more challenging than a 500 person dinner if
You have the
staff and you exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just a fantastic opportunity. Just the things we learned there.
You were one of the last classes.
I was the last person to graduate.
That's
from
and
the
literally
program.
with
literally,
you were
yes,
the last
I was
person.
the last one across the stage.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yes, that was 2001.
Yeah.
The school closed.
Yeah. And you, I remember you going to school. That was a lot.
It was right at 3 years, 6,000 hours of hands-on. Plus, we went to Ball State and got associate's degrees.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, they tried to
Man.
kill us.
Yeah. But you survived.
We
You
did.
made it.
We hung in there.
Yeah.
So,
So and you're still friends with a lot of those folks,
yeah,
right?
almost everybody. We've lost 2 members of our class, but other than that, we all keep in touch by Facebook.
Yeah,
So,
of course. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's
super cool.
It's really nice.
I remember you teaching Wilton classes.
Taught Wilton classes at Michael's.
Yeah, in Hickory
Nashville.
Hollow.
Yep, that was interesting.
I bet. That is a long time
Made me
ago,
learn
too.
to pipe left-handed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Why is that?
You had a left-handed student. You had to be able to pipe left-handed, so I can make roses left-handed. They're not pretty, but I
Much
can
better
make
with the right.
right-handed.
So
Much
you're,
better.
I mean, that makes you officially ambidextrous, right?
How about that?
Can you write your name with your left
Yes.
hand? I cannot.
Yes,
I
I could.
cannot.
I could do Dad's name really well left-handed.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
I signed a lot of checks for his name.
That's funny. Yeah. Well,
He
then
was left-handed.
that brings up something else. So, what those of you that know Joe may not know this about her, but I remember you being on the news.
Yep.
What were you on the news for? Remember that?
Being one of the only female auto mechanics in Middle Tennessee.
Auto mechanic.
Auto
So,
mechanic.
like, Grease Monkey,
Grease monkey, under the nails. the
Wrench
whole-
Turner, like working on cars.
Knuckle busters. Yes.
That's right. And then from that to making art. I mean, truly, it's art.
We hope it is.
It definitely is. That's fantastic. So
It's fun.
you're a Jill of all trades.
I am. And I've actually had people come in for consultations and their car wouldn't start. I'd have to go out and
No
get their
way.
car started.
Why does that not surprise me? That's so cool.
Yes.
So fun stuff. I mean, obviously, you guys do a bunch of artistic cakes, and this is a very small sampling. I mean, this room over here has a bunch of cakes in it, and I mean, just the stuff that you guys do, it's incredible.
It's so much fun.
Sculptures and all of that. But you really love to cater,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So talk to me about catering. What do you have going on with that? Like, what is your thing right now with catering?
Right now, can I tell them what we're doing today?
Yeah,
So
please do.
as soon as we get done here, I have
She's
to-
like, Jonathan, get out. I got things to do.
Well, we are very fortunate that the Blue Angels just landed
We heard
at
them.
the airport,
Yeah.
and we are going to be serving lunch to the Blue Angels, and really hope we get the opportunity to cater for them while they're here for the air show.
Yeah. Next year, 2019.
Yes, they'll be here in May.
I think that's
I think
right.
it's May. So we'll be feeding them lunch today. Our biggest thing with the catering is, and I tell all the staff, you know this, true,
I've worked many events with
many events, you treat the people like their family.
and so here's I'm glad you said that, because that is, I mean, that's my philosophy in my business.
Right.
That's what Brett does in my business. That's what Taylor does in my business.
Right.
You know, that's how my dad treats people. That's how you treat people. It's just kind of built into us. Isn't it?
It is. It's ingrained from the very start.
And business is easier if you just do that.
Right.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
You can find people to help you with the finances. You can find people to help you serve food or whatever.
Right.
But if you just do that,
right,
you're gonna be all right.
I think so. We made it 15 years. So, but that's usually a lot of our brides come back and they always say, you know, how much they appreciated just being treated like family.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's awesome because it's a stressful time.
Weddings are probably the hardest.
Yeah.
Weddings and funerals.
Yeah,
are very hard.
Yeah, very stressful time, and so it's good to have somebody that basically says, "Tell me what you want, and I got it."
Right.
And I'm not going to come to you with little stuff. I'm just going to make it happen, and it's going to be seamless for you.
Right. I meet with every one of our clients, if at all possible, so that I can get that feeling, so that I pretty much think I know exactly what they want, how they want it to go.
Because they want their personality to come out in the event.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Especially a wedding.
Yeah, especially.
And now, you know, when we started 42 years ago making cakes, you know, you had a white cake with columns, and that was it.
Right. A little bit of fancy stuff around the bottom.
Maybe a little bit. No color.
Right.
You might have a little bit of pink. And now we're doing, you know,
everything.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the purposeful.
The topsy-turvy cakes that look like they're going to fall over.
Yeah.
So.
Looks like something out of a Tim Burton movie.
Definitely. Well, we've done a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas too.
Yeah, I love it. I love Tim Burton.
Yes.
So
I mean, it's just wide open.
Lucretia Meir says she loves all of your designs.
Oh, thank you.
So,
thank you.
And by the way, if you haven't clicked after the video, of course, but if you haven't clicked and watched or looked at your page, you got pictures of a bunch of your cakes. Let's put it that way.
Let's put it 99%. We do bachelor and bachelorette cakes, and they do not go on Facebook.
Yes, because they would get reported.
Yeah.
So you can figure that out.
Yeah,
I don't need to elaborate. I don't need. Let's just say she can sculpt in the classical design.
There you go.
How about that?
There you go.
Yes. Yes.
That works.
Yeah. Just picture David.
We haven't done that yet.
You could.
The whole David.
Yeah. Right. Just
parts.
Little David. That's it. Bless his heart.
Yes.
Anyway, are you blushing? I think you're blushing. That's funny. So one of my things that it's a passion of mine is small business. Okay, local small business. It's a big deal, right?
It is.
You know, Smyrna just lost the Omni Hut, which I get it. You know, Polly, she was ready to hang her apron, right? Totally understand that. But I mean, it was a loss to me. You know what I mean?
Well, we did all their
celebration cakes. You did all the celebration cakes, but so financially, but then emotionally, I mean, like
that's where we always went for a special occasion.
That Jeremy, my brother, that's his birthday dinner every year for the last, I don't even know how many years. Oh my gosh. Years.
10, 15 years.
Probably. That's where my mom and dad renewed their vows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it. When you talk about being part of family, it felt like losing a small part of my family.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And I know Polly's still around, but Omni Hut was special.
Yeah.
And you don't get that everywhere. You know, I went and ate lunch not too long ago at Far East Restaurant in Murfreesboro. And Far East has been there 40 some odd years. Okay. It's this little bitty Chinese buffet. It's not even a buffet. It's just a little Chinese restaurant right on the side of the MTSU campus.
Right.
Like we would go over there in between classes and have lunch and stuff, you know. My buddy Steve Hernandez Deli.
Yes.
I mean,
awesome.
Not been open real long, but I mean, my God, I've eaten there more than I've eaten at my own house.
I think so.
I mean, I'm there all the time. And he's family. I walk in, you know, it's like norm, right?
Right.
And that's a big deal. But so anyway, I say all of that to say that my passion is small business and promoting that, and I love what you do. I love the service that you provide. And I love that there are people that when I say, hey, you might know my aunt Joe. I love Joe.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a big deal.
Well, it is us too, because that's You can go to Walmart and get a cake.
Sure. You go to Publix.
You can go to Publix.
Kroger.
You can go to and they're great cakes.
Mhm.
Well, they're okay.
They serve a purpose.
They have a purpose.
Yes.
But usually, what I try to tell people, when you come here, you're going to get the art.
And it's going to taste great.
Yes.
Like your cakes are actually delicious.
Yes. Well, I took your advice that one time. I had cards made up, and I said, a wedding cake that tastes good. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So we passed out a lot of cards.
Yeah. I mean.
So, but that's, first and foremost, it has to taste good. And then it has to look good.
So you guys, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna spin this around because this is always one of my favorite things about your kitchen. All right, so check this out. So do you see this? That is the biggest mixer that I've ever seen in a friend's kitchen. I know that they make bigger mixers than that, like probably much bigger.
Yes.
But what do you do with this mixer?
That is the icing mixer.
That's right. So you make your own buttercream.
We make all our own buttercream.
And you told me one time, oh, we got a couple other comments. We'll read those in a second. How many calories is in a batch of
we should
buttercream?
brought the bucket over. We make a 30-quart batch of icing, and it is 68,500 calories. But you don't eat the whole bucket at one time, so.
But you could, because it's delicious.
No, I don't.
No, I don't think so either.
think so.
That is, I mean, that's staggering, right?
Yes.
68,000 calories in a bucket. It's
a
about
5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, a
basically.
5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
But they all come out once you ice the cake, right?
Right.
Like you actually can remove the calories as you're icing.
Yeah, we strip those out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It runs through an extractor or
Right.
something.
Yeah. Okay. You believe that?
I do not. All right, let's see. Jelaine Nodine says, "Love Miss Joe. She's the best." Dolores Bell says, "My son calls Miss Joe his cake lady. She's the best. She did the cakes for his wedding. They were awesome." So.
And he has driven from there up. I'm gonna probably get this wrong. Up in the White House area.
Uh-huh.
He would drive all the way down here for cakes for his children, and I really appreciate that.
That's awesome.
That means a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. But see, that's just it. So you can, like you were saying, you can go get a cake at any of these other places, and they'll put your name on it, and they'll put some characters on it or whatever, and that's cool, and that serves a purpose, and that has a price point, right?
Right.
Or you can come here, spend a little bit more, get a cake that tastes great, get a cake that is fully customized,
Right.
right? And you spend even a little bit more than that, and I mean, you can have a shape. I mean, whatever you want.
A corn dog.
You can have a corn dog.
You can have a
If you want a
corn dog.
Mustang, you can get a Mustang.
Yeah.
If you want Neyland Stadium, I've seen you make that before. If you want, I mean, what do you want?
Yes. You can have a gingerbread cathedral.
Oh, man. If you guys haven't seen those pictures, go to the Facebook page, her Facebook page, and look at the cathedral that she made out of gingerbread for Sidney McPhee, President McPhee over at MTSU. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Was massive.
It's unbelievable. I mean, that thing was enormous.
Yes.
And it was gorgeous. So
it turned out pretty good.
it did. I'm going to tell this story, okay? So about a week before you delivered it, I walked in, and a lot of your icing had not worked correctly.
It had not.
And she was in here panicked, stripping icing off of that cathedral. And she said a few choice words, but we don't need to go there.
No, we won't go there.
Yeah, we won't go there. But yeah, I mean, you were freaking out.
I was freaking. Every time we touched it, icing popped off. And we figured out when I had sanded the pieces, I didn't get all the sanding dust off of them.
Gotcha.
So I stripped everything off, started over again. 6 hours of piping.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was so detailed.
It was,
That railing on the top, where you had.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
those 3 layers.
Yeah.
Of piping.
It was incredible.
Yes.
So, all right. So, what we doing this Christmas? You got a few, very few spots open. If you want to get Christmas dinner or some type of a treat made.
Yes. This week is pretty much full. Next week we got a few openings. Christmas coming on Tuesday is kind of messing with everybody's schedule. Which
Sure.
We can't get figured out what we're going to do. More than likely, I'll be here Christmas Eve for anybody that needs something on Christmas Eve. But
Now, in the past, you've done some different things. Like this year, we're doing the whatevers, right? Some kind of pies or cookies or whatever. Is there anything like that this year? Is it sky's the limit?
pretty much sky's the limit. We have a new entree that I talk
Oh,
about. We
yeah.
have a cider braised chicken that is unbelievable.
I would like
Probably
to try
my
that.
new favorite.
You don't have any here for me to try?
No, I don't.
I
You had
mean,
brisket this morning.
I did. All right, that's true. I did have brisket this
You
morning,
had brisket.
and let me tell you, it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was quite delicious.
So hopefully the Blue Angels no.
Right. Yeah, it was quite good. And, well, you got it. You got a quality control.
There you go. Somebody's got to taste
That's
it.
right.
There
That's
you
right. An unbiased opinion.
go. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not unbiased.
Oh, I'm unbiased. I would tell you.
Well, that's true. You've always been very good about
It's
it.
not so good.
And Jonathan has really caused a lot. We have a line of cheesecakes that Aunt Joe's Divine Cheesecakes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
most of them have come about because I get a phone call. Hey, I'm at this restaurant
Yeah.
and I just had this. Can you make it? I'm like, bring me a sample. I don't know what it tastes like.
Well, you're not getting a sample. I just had it.
I
I'm
just
telling
ate
you.
So I've had to try to figure out what he had eaten at some place. That's where a lot of our cheesecake flavors have come from.
Yeah, the key lime cheesecake is still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Love that. And then you make a cookies and cream one that's pretty delicious
Cookies and
too.
cream turtle's our biggest seller.
See, I'm just yours is good and
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just not that's not
I
my
do.
favorite flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, the key
So-
lime is really good.
Key lime is my favorite.
Yeah.
Your key lime cake is delicious.
Yes. Carrot cake is our most popular.
See, and I
We're
like
not a carrot cake.
well, I don't mind. I like carrot cake, but I would pick something over it. You know what I mean? But that's all right. Yours is good.
Mary and I will fight you for the carrot cake.
But you can have it. I won't fight you. Y'all can fight each other. Cage match. Just give me some key lime. I'll be
Okay.
good.
I'll fight you.
And of
Yeah.
course, it seems like the big hit these days, though, is your snickerdoodle cake.
Snickerdoodle.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Like-
And now there's 3 bakeries in Nashville that have snickerdoodle cakes.
What?
Yep.
I bet they're not as good as yours.
Well, I've never had them.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on record and say they're not,
Okay.
and I haven't had them either. But
Okay.
you got a spot open at New Year's if somebody
Yep.
wants you to bring the Hoppin' John and turnip greens.
We can do that.
Okay.
We do have a small event on the 30th, which is a Sunday, but actually right now New Year's Eve is open.
Cool. What else? What else is going on? What's going to be 2019 for you?
Oh goodness. Well, we're hoping corporate catering is coming back quite a bit for us. We lost a lot of our corporate stuff when the economy tanked a little bit, but
Sure.
we've been working on building that back up. And we're just going to keep working on and just doing. I would rather stay local and stay small on the events. I like the small, intimate events where I get to go in and.
What's your favorite venue right now? Local venue to cater
Oh,
to.
Goodness.
Hey, by the way, if you need an event space, she doesn't have an event space, but she's very familiar with the majority of them.
Yes.
So you can get some good advice here.
I'm hoping. I'm going to go look at the Remington Room. That's a new one here in Smyrna.
Where's that?
It is. When you get off the interstate at Almaville Road, where the gas station is,
Mhm.
back in behind there, where the karate school and stuff is. It's a new place. It's open. Becky, that has the warehouse in Murfreesboro.
Oh, okay.
They just opened this, so we're going to see about having trivia night there.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have to move trivia night. So we're going to have to find a new venue. So I'm going to go look at that. Sam Davis Home is always great.
Mm.
Awesome.
Awesome folks over there.
Awesome folks. The Wren's Nest in Murfreesboro is probably one of my favorite barns.
Which one is that?
That's Sam Wright, and it is over on off Armstrong Valley Road, over in that
I don't
area.
know if I've been there.
You probably haven't.
Is it out Highway 99?
No, you go out Veterans Parkway, turn on Armstrong Valley. It's back
Okay.
out in there.
Yeah, I don't think I've been there.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that one
It's
out.
a nice barn. Of course, Saddlewood is very nice because it's heated and air conditioning.
Very nice.
We like that in a
Yeah,
barn.
for sure.
There's just a bunch of them all over. Of course, we spend a lot of time at the factory in Franklin.
That's a cool place.
That is a cool place. We like that. So just pretty much anywhere around. I really don't have one favorite one that I like to go. I like to go to all of them.
Well, I'll tell you some of your least favorite is when we do 900 degrees outside and you're trying to keep buttercream cake together.
Yes.
Or trying not to pass out. Remember that time up at Bicentennial Mall?
Bicentennial Mall, the staff was passing out, getting sick. And
it was awful.
The silverware was so hot on the table that we could not pick it up.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That was bad.
So.
Yes, and we had no electricity.
That's right.
After the flood.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
It was.
Yes, they brought in a generator to run the Carillon bells.
Yep.
But nothing for us.
Yep.
So.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up.
Yes.
We're at 25 minutes. I went fast, huh?
We did.
And by the way, this coffee is delicious. What is this again?
That is our new Guatemalan blend.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to have another cup.
Okay. There's plenty.
Excellent. Hey, thank you for watching. This is Joe West with Joe's Custom Cakes and Catering in Smyrna. And my aunt, and I think I put on there my personal chef, and also the best culinary consultant. So fairly often I'll call her and I'll be like, hey, I'm looking at this recipe and it says to do whatever. What the crap is it talking about? and she's always like, oh, well, that's easy. I'm like, for you? So anyway, always a good time.
Yes.
This is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team, powered by Keller Williams. Thank you for watching, and please share the video if you enjoyed it. And let's have a great Christmas.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Thanks.
You're welcome.